Let's see. Did my mic die? Yeah, it died. I don't know why it dies. I was trying to explain how I set all this up. Basically, it's a Linux server for Windows OpenGL program. It can be compiled on Linux too, so it's not really cross-platform bound, unless we're talking about iOS, then you need to code it in molten metal, or what's that thing called? Metal CPP. One of those. There's a few different flavors. You could also go just straight up metal, Swift or Objective-C. I would prefer Objective-C, but alright, enough about Apple. Yeah, this is the project. I created first a Blender file, set up the textures in GIMP, and third step was OpenGL using GLFW glue and having a camera. So I just kind of ripped off I scraped the OpenGL example, but it has a few problems, so I had to fix them, and I'm still fixing some of them, like the Blender camera. Once the Blender camera works, that opens the door to just like have Blender do stuff nicer. So, yeah, so obviously I didn't like code all these by hand. I had more by hand, and I have some more somewhere else, but I wanted to kind of start all over again, because like, I remember the rabbit hole that it sent me down to try to implement your Jimbo, and then I couldn't implement it right, and I failed, but I learned a lot, at least for myself. I was like streaming it too, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, it sends over and just does some trash, and then like, turns into garbage. Basically, I was replicating the state using Yojimbo. I think I was connecting right, but I just wasn't doing it. I wasn't packing the state right. I was also trying to do it way too advanced for my own liking, because it's like I'm trying to always like have a thread, download all the data, send it all as a package. And I don't know what wasn't up to par my skills or something. Just something failed. And the code that the AI helped me write was really trashy. And it was just like to unwind all this spaghetti wrapped around in metal and wires with plastic melted into them. It was not worth it. Like, I'm probably going to go look at that code later and be like, oh wow, I know what I need to fix, like, and then just code it from scratch again, because I will have this system in place. So this is the project. The original fragment shader looked like this. They used two textures and just 80% the container texture and the smiley face, just so we have some sort of kind of fun going, and just random errors from OpenGL tutorials. And then I modified it because I'm going to use the type. We're going to modify that kind of like here, maybe soon. Maybe add the cube that modify this type, so we can be switching textures. I could also pack the textures in a PNG file. I could do both. It just depends on how much time there is. This will be probably our newer camera. Got to implement another camera. I have a camera, but it's like just to get things going. It takes like the whole day to do certain little things, and we really need to get this working. I don't care if we get it working client-side, because then we still need to get ray tracing. I mean ray casting, not ray tracing. Ray tracing would be also nice. have to do, I think I already named this folder. The folder name is going to be Linux server. I despise using the command prompts. I've used it so many times for web development of Heroku or something, and it sucked the life out of me at one point. But it'll like revive itself, and I'll just always commit using the command prompt later. It's so much more like better CMake. That's the problem. It's like if you're doing these little precision scripts like CMaking me. You may want to just use the website. There's also the desktop client. I know about that. I hate that desktop client too. For the reason being, it's just like slows down your computer bloatware. It's like all of a sudden, like half your resources get sucked into that thing. It's a resource hog, black hole. All right, I have some more Python relay type files and stuff. The project, like it opens up so many rabbit holes of forks of projects doing this every time. Did that just send it to this folder or that folder? Please send it to yeah, okay. So we're trying to keep this organized. It's already a little messy. We got like Visual Studio project file, random tutorial files in here, tutorial files I tried to write. And I knew it was not going to be like this fabulous Patreon donate thing. But trying to explain this. Alright, this is how I set up my float array and converted it to pushback array. I just used replace, and I kind of used some of these replace hacks and just kind of copy pasted a few other ones. That way I can have a changing array, but we still need to do some buffer data to it in order to, like, once we add the cube. So we have an add cube function, obviously. It spawns a cube that's size 1, 0.5 is its offset, and that's the initialization cube. There's a cube here that's placed at position negative 1.5, negative 1.5, 1.5. Why? Because it's just a nice position to start this out with. Just so it's like, if you go to the camera, that is a good view of it. I kind of tried to make it somewhat nice. That's why I did this. I wanted to write down something on paper, and then implement it, because it's the best way. It's like when you map like in Hammer or something, the best way to do it, people say, is draw it on paper. And a lot of things are this way. Simply because it helps you like focus. It helps you like while you're drawing it and writing it, in order for it to what is it called? Submit to reality, or I don't know, some other quote thing. Yeah, so this is my little paper. That is really what I started out with this morning. I just drew this, and I copy pasted the Blender code. I mean, I copied the Blender code. It's in there. Took a few notes, and I started scribing. I was like, God, I know I'm going to get past like this part, but it took obviously longer than I thought. I thought I'd be like right here today. Obviously not. And I should have used this texture thing. I like this thing as one of the textures, but whatever. Okay. So back to adding a cube. Now, I've done this on the Android device before. It would seem like an easy thing. Like, I could just build a Minecraft Roblox thing, the Fortnite sandbox games all day, but it's like you're in the sandbox of the sandbox when you're actually scratch engine coding or engineering, designing, or whatever fancy word you can, reciprocal, direct, rotate or something. Okay. So yeah, for some reason, one of these coordinates things, one of these triangles is just like dying. We'll see what I mean by this later. I had to convert from index coordinates to, it should be better to use indexes, but actually for setting up the ABB box collision, there's one less layer. We don't have to worry about draw elements, we can just draw triangles and just kind of chill on that. Trying to make this as chill as possible and still like run into like crap, like we still have the crap left over from the view, the model matrix locations for cubes. It like has this like interesting code and it could like replicate the scene sometimes. And I just kind of like disabled the for loop. I just stuck a one in it. And yeah, cube positions translate the model matrix. But I has this kind of like instancing code, which the part I don't like about this code is like I don't know what this value right here is. Oh, it's some random rotational value. If I ran the example again from scratch, which I do have, I might add the cube and rebuild the example again to show you how I built it from the website. There was a few hacks I had to do, like I didn't use GLAD like they did. I used Glue because I like Glue better, it has more features. Or out of the box, it's easier to port. Alright, so add cube. Why am I lagging on this? Okay, so add cube function, I don't want to pass in the main vertices, but I do want it to take the XYZ coordinates of where the cube is going to be. So I basically have to add X and Y to all these values and push them to this main. So the way I did it in Notepad++, this might not work here that well. I may have to do some manual like work, which is annoying to do this because like when we're setting up these like system test projects, they like kind of like get you all, what the hell am I doing at some point? But they're like really important to like learn. So okay, let's push the X, and we have to like take this value and like add it to that value as we're doing this. And we could also customize the UV coordinates, but I'm not worried about that feature right now. Like this gets pretty boring. Like I have to watch like a bunch of talk shows just to get through this. And that's like acceptable because like, what the hell else can you like survive this for? Like you can't even watch tutorials while you do this. It has to be like something just like stupid to listen to like about like the world like going into apocalypse. Then you comment that out and you kind of use that as your notation. So we only have like 35 more of these to do. So I will kind of speed this up in terms of my performance because I've been doing this all day. So I'm kind of accurate at it. And we already have the copy paste and I can just kind of eyeball it. And one eyeballing is just like which value changes and that's the one I change and change back. So here, and I kind of know already the layout of this cube. The problem, actually I don't know the layout of this cube. I know the layout of the other cube, but I think I screwed something up. I manually ported that cube over from Blender, and I kind of wanted to do that just to see what would be like the gotchas, and I guess that one UV side, because it was rendering the full thing, and then that UV side disappeared. I don't even know why. I gotta screw something up, who knows. I'll find out. Maybe by today or tomorrow, or maybe like in a week, but who knows. I know I will find out if I just keep trying to do this, or try to do this over again. Okay, so this is 5, 5, or negative 5. Like something seems wrong here. Oh, this is the one that repeats. I guess this is maybe what I got wrong, because it wasn't repeating like this on the other one. Because this is 1 to 0. This is face. No, this is triangle 0 and face 0. Do we want to start at 0? Let's triangle 0, let's triangle 1. We could call them faces, we could call them triangles. Alright, so... Sure you got this one. Look, a lot of triangles to add. Triangle 5. There'll be 6 faces, index 5 to the left. Pretty much. Tried to format this like nicely, like I'm writing Python, but not really going to happen. There's another little thing I need to change. I need to go change the draw call to the size of the main vertices. Oh yeah, and then we need to do the subdata after this. We'll probably just like dump it in here for now and just figure it out later. How that's all going to work. The main thing now is just to concentrate and get the bulk of this done. Like, really fun part. So Glider can add a model importer, but you really need to get cubes to work because it'll just be easier to like start testing. It's just easier to get to the finish line of a lot of things you have to do with this. Triangle 4 and Triangle 5 with phase 2. Phase 3 will be Triangle 6 and 7. It's nice to know like every vertex in your code. Remember that was showing me like Saint Genius. Yeah, it makes like 3D like easier after doing this for a little while. Even though it's kind of like not so fun at first. I'm seeing some errors though. I'm not like doing the UV coordinates right. Damn it. We could just do the UV coordinates for the first triangle. It's fine. And then the other ones would just be all blocked out. Doo-doo-doo. 5, -5, -5. So this kind of follows a certain pattern, obviously, but the thing with the cube, the rotation will like screw you up more than just doing a copying like this. Now, I think we're on triangle 1, 2, 3. We're on triangle 7. Making like really bad mistakes. How many triangles? If we have 6 faces, 12 triangles, was that now? 8 triangles. I got messed up in the triangle point here. If there's 6 faces, there's 12 triangles, yeah. I just don't see how that's approach. Okay, this is 6, this is... Okay, this is 2, this is 2. This is 1 more. This is 6. I should stop counting all this. Just wasting my time. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, these dumb mistakes are like, they'll drive you crazy if you don't, like, really focus on doing the same exact thing, which is annoying. Yeah, triangle 8. And if I get the wrong number of triangles, I don't care, I'm just gonna, like, tell the OpenGL to just update the buffer and we'll just see what it displays. At this point, we could use the display itself to display. I mean, to debug, instead of using the printf. People lost it, right? Yeah. Have to kind of double check this. A little tricky eventually. There's just too much chance of it tricking me. It already tricked me with the UV coordinates, but that's okay. It's like, saves me time. Okay. -5, -5, -5 again. The corner of the triangle. And, okay, 8. There was a face somewhere I missed. And face is a face. So 6 and 7 is a face. So 8 and 9 is another face. And 10 and 11 is another face. Face number 6, or 5 if you're indexing by 0. Alright, almost done, it's true. Probably going to be the most boring part of all this. Sure, it's in the morning when all this came out, like, too tired for all this crap. Like a bunch of random, like, repeat, like, mistake tests. Rather than fun to just record for no reason. Triangle 11. With a cube. Yeah, these do repeat. It does do this thing. These. Okay, 0. Two and 3 repeat. And -5. Then some of them won't repeat, that's why. Here the X changes, -5. -5. Here's 5, 5. Okay. There's a cube. Not so fast though. Not so fast. Let's do this procedurally, all synchronized correct. Find the video, find the DBO, subbuffer data. We don't need this, I think. I can go check. But I'm just gonna... It'll start at 0 offset. I'm gonna set these to 0. For some reason they're not defined. So like OpenGL re-releases them. Remounts them later, and those is some sort of change mode, I think. Let's just set up the data this. Subbuffer data is not defined. Oh, I always call it subbuffer data, but it's really buffer subdata. And my parameters are wrong. And what this needs to do, stupid glue library, is like, especially for this function, let's see, it needs to have in the comments the parameters. It'd be nice if I had a whole like thing to tell you. Some stuff has really nice comments nowadays. Yeah, so because I did that, when I hover over this, I can see that at least what the parameters should be. So the target, the main buffer, the index offset, which will be 0. I'm just going to copy the whole buffer, I don't care. I'm not going to do the whole optimized graphics API thing in this one. Even though I should do it when I do the text, just delete the text. The offset is 0, then the size, I think the size should be correct. Oh, it's already set to main vertices size, second floor, okay, good. And the data, and we don't need to draw that in. And I think we're done. We just have to fix this. And usually you can have like a renderer class and do all these kind of fancy coding things like put it in a separate class and blah blah blah. Really, for this sakes, we're just going to make it a super global. Or just a global and just try to compile. Now we need to add a button. That'll just add the cube. And I need to add the type and retexture my planes. Because the planes are really going to be the ground. Like, I know this, like I tried to rotate it by changing front and up. And then the code was all wrong. Because the mouse process offset code is set to like certain coordinates, and it's like I just AI generated a different class that would use blended coordinates. But I really wanted to have the cube spawn at that point. So it was just like slowing me down again. But when you think slow me down, just try to make it perfect from the start, and that's the problem. Sometimes you do have to just like throw away a few projects or like really each and die. Some of these arrays can be throwaways now, but they're kind of what got it started. Alright. Add cube. Not using X. Add cube. 1.5. That one's at negative 1.5, so negative 1.5 and 1.5. X will spawn a cube. Let's see if it can spawn one cube. And then if you spawn another one, we'll just spawn right on top of it. So we just use a random. Damn it. Make sure the button is working. I don't know how this could not work. This is like pristine code. Yeah, it works. Just don't know where the cube is. Maybe it's like somewhere else behind here. No. Oh yeah, this cube is like not textured, you can see through one of the things. So, now I don't know what the problem is. Is it the placement? Is it something? Just gonna hurry up and fix this. We're using BZ. Not using B though. B will just be random. I don't have a random function at all. I forgot how to do float random. I'm pretty sure I've done it before. We always write this wrapper class for it. Oh yeah, the empty random generator. Mersin twister engine. To make you want to do it like this. Okay, whatever. And you have to include this random thing. That's so stupid. If I do this, C99 random C float. Yeah, they just take like time and shit and say fuck it. Yeah, S random time. I like this way better. Why? Oops. Let's do this. One-liner. That crap. Let's see. Does it work out of the box? No include. Ah, really? Excellent. What is it, B? Span B. Oh, the engine doesn't crash, so that's a good thing. I mean, I don't know how it's like not like working. Should have actually told it some other stuff, but X and B. Must be something with the code I did wrong. Alright, add cube, main vertices. Push back all the shit. Size, the data. There, subbuffer data, PBO, bound. The only thing I can think of is I need that vertex crap. think that's what it is. I think in certain instances I've seen it work without it. I think maybe if it's just like one, it won't care. It was like, oh, I know what to do. Just dump it into this one. It's like one bucket. This one is one though, because I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong. I need my OpenGL skills to like shine again. Oh, it's not there. Oh wow, I don't even know how to add cube. I did it before though, that's the thing. But I don't think I did it like this. I don't know. I've done it some other ways. And it's just like being hateful. So some samples. Context 3 has a working finger. I'll find it. This is not good. Some of this code is just like random trash. I can combine both of these I don't want to mess with this code, but I'd like to run it for some reason. Oh, I don't think this is right anyway. Alright, I think I know what the problem is. You need to go look at main loop and find the VAO and make sure it's like found on the main loop. And then have a render loop that's just like inside of main, inside of while loop. Sort of ghetto. Oh no, it has all this crap like that. That's why you could like put this in different functions. Yeah, the shader, tutorial loader function. It does do bind VAO. Binds the VAO. Draws the arrays. Unbind the VAO. Could have a variable called was there a change? And only unbind it if there was. Triangle. Oh, this is where I messed up. And I needed to do this like because I put it in the other function. It always happens. the amount of triangles is really 12. The size of this is more than that. We have problems. Yeah, because we're committing everything to this main array. This main underscore vertices thing. And we have 5 attributes. So 8. I think the math is right, but I could be wrong here. I could store it in it. What the hell? Should have worked. Oh, this is lovely. I can't even get to this part. That's gonna crash it. Or maybe not, who knows? Nope. Why not? This one's cut off. Weird. The value should be, start value is 54. This out. Because the array has to resize and draw arrays has to resize with it. It's kind of stupid that it looks this way, but whatever. I guess it's like a little different in Vulkan. I don't see how it didn't exit though. Didn't know it exit. I wrote it in my head. I love that. Writing code in your head and thinking it's something that you already compiled, and you're like, why did it work? Alright, 270. Divided by 5. That's not the right value. It should be 54 or something. Yeah, now it's 54. Okay, yeah, I was right. Divide by 5. Divide by number of attributes. Let's set this to 0. Okay. Still there. Oh, it was a failing. Add cube. Main vertices gets pushed more vertices. Set buffer data. What if we just do buffer data? It costs more to do buffer data though. Common cache text works right, except I need to know which one it is. I think it is this one. Yeah, this is the right one. So bind VAL, bind buffer VBO, the opposite of size times the float. So the size has to be times float. This is what I'm getting wrong. It's a little different than just GL buffer data. GL buffer subdata needs size. Yeah, it is times. What the fuck? And bottom up to 0. We did all that crap. Stupid OpenGL. What the hell? If there's an error, exit. Just want to like look at it right away. Oh, it's formatted for me, cool. But it still doesn't know what I'm doing, it's just like pissed. There was an error. That happened last time when I was writing past, what was it? Yeah. It was being corrected because it was writing too much. Oh. It's because it's not a subvector data. Because you override. You're supposed to override it first. Alright. Then fuck it. And we're not overriding. It's just buffer data. We could have a type and then just do it that way. Less performant to do it this way, but yeah, you have to like pre-cache the cubes and just move them around later with subdata. There's only GL buffer data to specify the array size of B. You can't really notice the performance here though. Like nothing for this video card. Okay, so this cube should have like one of the faces. Yeah, it only has one of the faces textured. Or triangle, sorry. The random can use a little bit more kick. Let's times 35. I want to say like, and make another random, like, okay, make a random between 10 and 25. Do this fancy thing. If he stuck this co-pilot in here, it's like he doesn't let you get to the human answers anymore. It's kind of annoying. I saw some cool code in here. Yeah, this thing. The way he casted a double to a float. We'll use the same type of convention here. So the convention is the same. We need to cast random number. Yeah, so times this 10. I'll make this 10 from 10 to 25 off another random number. Oh, that looks beautiful. Don't you love this? Best. Add cube random code. Good. That looks a little more like readable. Can't understand what we're doing here, but whatever. Understanding random cubes. Basic B. There you go. Now there's a lot of cubes. Just like cubulate the place. Everything between 10 and 25 will be filled. You could also use floor or int and make it an int random and static cast it in order to fill it. So there's no little gaps, but yeah, so I wonder how many cubes we already have, but it doesn't really matter. I can put that into the title, but that's like another hack without having text. Sticking stuff into the title. Yeah, we could fix the texture. I'm gonna take a break there. I think add text rendering next. Maybe input and physics. It'd be nice to just add the physics first. But I don't really need the physics on the client side. It should be on the server side, but you have to test it on the client side and then put it onto the server. And you could use it to predict. Yeah. Very nice. All backward. So, cube mess. I don't know if this has resize working. There's stuff going on to OS in the cursor. That was nice. This is just me kind of playing around with the server. I'm pissed the way you could copy paste this on Raspberry Pi. It seems from the terminal a lot smoother than this. I don't know why. I wanted to set that up too as a part of this project, just so I could have more difficulties between two or more machines and stuff. More. I should just have set up 3 Raspberry Pis just to kind of make it an interesting, difficult problem. It's just like less typing. Doing this little funny thing. I love it. What does it mean when it says that? I don't really need that's like the lowest timestamp, the highest timestamp. I guess I gotta put it in a different folder. Just like compile it. Yeah, again, file name. Whoops. This is from 12 a.m. Whatever. GCC, all of that. I don't know what these do. It's like what I want to do after break. It's like, look at this. Try to implement the physics in the client. Wow. It's not supposed to be a chat program, but it's a good start. It's like on a thread. Which one of these was supposed to like replicate the message to all the clients? Oh, it does. Okay, good. So we have that too, kind of working. That's the other part of this. Like, oh, because it's in it all to the clients. But like, one client sends it this, the other client sends it that. Because one client does one thing, the other client does the other thing, and they have to all kind of synchronize in between themselves. And that's like the part of the problem. Okay. I guess that made the microphone work. Yeah. I'm gonna have to maybe leave the server part tomorrow. We need to add our file. We will use a separate file for the code of the cubes updating, and we'll need to update them. There's this one. Run another file though. I did this twice, I think. Whoops. Here's the notes for it. I wanted to call it this. 7 minutes ago. I just did it on the phone. Same phone I'm using to stream too. Cool. New technology. Apple actually succeeded in something. Like, it sucks that the Intel CEO wasn't like at the White House. Like, we should like watch that speech with like Trump and stuff. That was like really interesting. Like this made my day yesterday. Watching it. They didn't play games? Okay, it sucks. And then we have to watch this. Not the right one. Stupid Geo Zero. I didn't know they had that one. Puppet regime. Whatever. Alright, so we have to resolve ABB collision. Now, I don't think this one does rotations, but we'll just see what this stupid crap does. I think we need an H file. I don't know what's going to go in here. It's like hard. Okay. Enough of that crap. Just make sure it's like the way it's supposed to be. And we can throw this file on it too. Okay. Instructing to go in here. That's like, this will make a lot of things cleaner later on. Okay, we only need like what, 3 functions? Yeah. Okay. I may have to update this. Gotta go like see what my grok logs are. Some good stuff in there. This is getting like really polluted. That's good. It's like I did a lot of work. I don't know what I did. Except for copy paste a lot of code. Alright, so this saved. I don't even know if this compiles. I don't know why I'm like updating all this uncompilable code. Oh well. I'm coding really fast in GitHub. Okay. Now I need to include this inside our main file, the file that runs the main. I hope this works. Okay, so now we have to like submerge it with the sat cubes. Let's see what this does. Cube. Alright, where is this cube thing? There's no cube thing. So could this be our cubes? Can we just go like this? Extern it. And then just say cubes dot pushback. How would we allocate a new cube? Just go get do something like this. No, we can use the C++ form and this one. I like this one better. It's more like, what is half size? I don't even know what the struct is. What does it use half size for? For the detection. So I'm guessing it's half the size of the cube. In our case, it's 0.5 for now. So it has to change on add cube as the UV coordinates of cube, but we will say velocity is 0 and position is whatever the XYZ is. So cube forward arrow thingy. I don't know why it like just tries to torture me with a bunch of spaces, inserting them everywhere. Velocity will be set to 0, 0.0f. Position will be set to XYZ. And then if I forget to change velocity somehow, then it will complain. It won't work. right? Okay, so position is actually -5, 5. Yes, so that's the right position because it's being added or subtracted based on that. And cubes push back into cube. We know memory allocated, so it's in the brand or whatever you call it. Okay, so cubes is like that, right? But we need another function. There needs to be like this synchronization between graphics and physics function, which later will be a different function for the network synchronization. So if like two players are adding cubes, there would need to be another reflect function. Lower collision. Alright, we just need it to like work. Alright, so let's update will call resolve and check collision. So we just need to call update in the main loop. Go insert update in the main loop. And then we'll worry about the graphic synchronization part after we compile it and just see if it works. Nothing crashes, stupid. Alright, this should be part of, should we do the update prior to drawing? Yeah, we should. And before. So we'll just insert cubes into here and delta time. Do we have to insert reference? Or star thingy? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Cool. Yeah, we have to fix that. Oops. Dude, writing like AI generated that code. How dare I? At least I fixed that. I don't think it's going to be able to get this to work anyway. These are pretty cool tutorials, like integrating jolt physics. But really, it's the tutorials prior to this implementing the oh, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Some automation. Yeah, bulk instancing, scene loading. Alright, how are we supposed to pass in? Okay, this gets passed in like that too, so we already know. Yeah, it's supposed to be just like that. That's maybe what the problem is. It's just the struct. It's not defined with the GLM. Then what is the problem? STD vector cubes, right? Same thing. The problem is these two names are colliding too. I don't like that. That creates like threatening errors. A reference of type STD cube allocated cube not qualified. cannot be instantiated of type FTP vector error type. You're an error type. Okay, just try to compile. Just see what it throws. Cube is undeclared identifier. Uh-oh. We may have to rename a bunch of crap. Cube is not a good name either because it's so common. Does that help? I don't think so. I'm seeing some redefinition, just some dumbass errors. I hate that pop-up thing. It's so stupid. Okay. Okay, that's not it. Why would this not work? Whoops. I knew that. No, it could be done with just a copy constructor. So, they're updating the cubes, right? I don't want to write up the whole XYZ and all that for now. I want to see if it's calling it. Adding them, right? So where's that update? Where's this? Big data will be the next thing. I will also want to include delta time in this debug statement, since it's like important. Delta time kind of tells us stuff. That R/R, I don't know. Yeah, update cubes and delta time, okay. Now we need how to do it. We'll do update data here or there. We do create a separate file for it. what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to move the main thing. Maybe I don't need to. Who knows? Let's try to do it without I don't need to. We need like both of them in here. I might end up using this, screwing something up. Oh well. It'll be part of the system development process or something. Pretty cute. It has a similar function to this, except we don't really need the delta time. Just trash that, but leave that like that. And here we loop through all the cubes again. I need the main thing. Let's just get the main thing. Stick it in here. Just do extern std vector float anything. Why I'm starting at that offset, because I know that the thing, there's like a problem. I already have some stuff over there that I don't want to change, but I only want to change stuff after that. So the indexes that won't match sucks, but that's okay. It kind of revolutionizes the problem for, spins it up for lighter. Okay. So cube index will be plus, so that way we're indexing the cubes right. And we get the position, dot x. So we get all the positions. We're going to need all of them. And we're going to stick them into the first three of the main vertices array. But there's like 6 of these we gotta take care of. Let's go to the add cube code. I need to like change this. It's like a little array we just have to update. Okay. We already have this XYZ stuff. We just don't have it semantically correct. Instead of push back, it should be equal sign. So, do this magic thing. You know that we have to say something like main vertices I but the cube index is going to generate 5 times 6, right? Because we have 6 of these. Okay. It's going to be like a really big update thing. And the main vertices needs to be like, well, it's going to need to like say stuff like this. It's going to be a lot of writing. So, in order to avoid all that, we can avoid some of it. Like that. And then we just need to look at problem number 2. Can't do plus plus, but we have to do like +1, +2, +3, +4. Alright, now we need to get rid of this thing here. Into that, replace all, that cleans it up a little bit. Alright, so we have the logic. And then the logic of it. I'm going to throw this away because it's just like so bulky, it's like annoying. Now what we have left is the indexing. It would just be +5. Yeah, this is going to be really annoying. But there must be a better way to do this. But when I look at the other sample of someone else doing this, I'm going to be able to see how to do this right without having to go through so much torment. But I guess you have to at some point if you want to get higher level at this. This is like the task requires. There's only 36 of these? No, there's more. There's whatever 6 times 5. 30? Yeah, it's 30. No, there's more because we're only on 14, and that's 2 triangles. So each triangle is 16. So we get to count one. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Okay, it goes up to 4. It should be 10. Yeah, it goes up to 9, 14. Okay, so each triangle is 15 times 6 or 90. It's good to like prefetch that number in your head and not use any kind of AI thing. Manual label is good. We will update our cubes. This is only like 1/4 there. There's only 90, so it's not bad. But this would have to be automated for like imported mesh. But we can do some really cool effects with this type of like raw code. Like update and generate triangles. I'm not supposed to. And this is pretty easy because it always ends with the 5 offset. So we know it's always going to be 54 and 59. If something's not 9 or 4 at the end, it's wrong. Or if it doesn't start to 0 or 5. Oh, hi, we're at 60. The computer will not care. Let me just do this. Let's hope we get this right. Get this wrong, you're right. Really bad thing to go to sleep with. But once this works, we could start playing around with the physics library a little bit. I thought there was only going to be 90 of those. Yeah. Get some math calculation going somewhere. Guess there's not that much more to go. It's going to be interesting seeing if this works. What if we get offset error and I screwed all this up? That's going to be funny. I did all this and it's like screwed all up. Oh no, there's like even more. This will never end. Must be a faster way to do this. It'll get a little faster at the 100s. Like use copy paste and arrow keys. I think there was a pattern here, but whatever. Like, if I had, like, the arrays I like to use, this would be even more crazy, but the thing is, it's like, once you do this once you expand this to some other crazy one render pass code with text, which just needed actually text first, it shouldn't be so bad. I'm just telling that to myself. I don't know whoever wants to listen. Get one of these wrong. It'd be really funny when this works. If it doesn't crash. I'm like shit, it'd be like all over the place. It's like put random in there. See what? Alright. It's getting there. One other entertaining things that are happening is that like making the AI URL learning like this, and having it like reinforcement learn to modify the physics using this method just by setting things and winning that way. That would be funny. Like make it part of the training program. There's like a subroutine. But like nobody knows about it until the last moment. And they're like winning the game and like the AI is struggling against the human, and all of a sudden it can cheat. And this is what it could do. Client side. Like that could be a feature. While it also executes server and server side. There's some tricky things you could figure out, like doing stupid manual labor like this. Manual coding. Nobody was, it's gonna, like, it just seems that all the good little stuff just comes out of, like, doing the repeat. You reinventing tasks. How did you do this? It's as good as other engine. Everything's nice and done for you. It's like, no. It's not good. They just trick you and indoctrinated you. It made you stupider. You need to learn linear algebra. Yeah, I need to like actually finish the linear algebra book. I find it that it's just mostly like college algebra stuff, just kind of in different format. A lot of the stuff, like most of the stuff I knew, and it's like there'll be engine vectors, and like I've studied like different parts of it in different books. And that's my problem. I probably went through most of it. I just didn't like officially finish one type of material. Like transformation matrices, or like I went over that in like Khan Academy multiple times. But the problem with Khan Academy, the guy's handwriting was like terrible. So I rewrote it, and my handwriting was terrible to blur. So it just turned out to be like a good way to actually learn, because it forced me into like what's the inverse is, the transverse, and I kind of forget what the transverse is, but I have like the structural integrity of it already. Okay, so that's done. Cube index plus. Okay. So that's for only 3 XYZ coordinates. That was fantastic. And all that does is just tell the graphics driver, hey, these are the new coordinates. And hey, we do have another thing to do. We have to, I should have said this earlier, we have to do this. The thing we don't like to do. And it's going to complain that things are bad. We can't do buffer data now. We could actually do buffer data and just cheat. But we still can't cheat in here with the fact that we just need GLW and GLM. I mean, glue. GLM. What is GLM? Oh, the map library. So I kind of try to avoid the other projects using GLM and just try to do all the matrices raw. This time I made an exception because of the camera. Because I sit there and I start like making all my cameras manually and doing all these things. And then like I could look back at those and remake these manually too. Okay, so we got the problem with these two guys. VAO and DBO. Can we extern these? Like, I wonder if this extern thing will work. I kind of want to put them all in a separate thingamajigger. Separate header file. GL unsigned ins. They're unsigned in. OpenGL likes using unsigned ins because they overflow and they have more values. They don't have negatives. So unsigned, there's no signing. Alright, let's just compile. Okay, it compiles, great. It doesn't update yet though. So we have subbuffer data on this one, everything. And if there's an error, exit. Okay, good. Now we need to call this actually. So we already have our physics running in the background. We just need to update it. And we could also printf all the physics, make sure it's running right, but I didn't do that part. Why? Because we'll still need to get the renderer to pick anyway to update. So it's like, it'll visually debug. Why is update data cubes? And that's the thing. We've saved so much space by doing a separate file thing. Incomplete type void is not allowed. Your face is not allowed. Alright, I don't care about that. I mean, it compiled, so it's like, okay, now it's not allowed. The identifier is not found. Cool. That is. Found that shit in an instant. What the hell? I don't know if we need this one. Like, what would happen if we exclude that? I misspelled something. Whoops. How do I actually spell this? I can't spell it. Why is this including itself? So bad. Okay. What does the other header file contain? Nothing. Okay, good. Still pissed. Oh, now it's like really mad. It's just like, what the did you try to do? Cube is undeclared identifier. Alright, so we did need some sort of reference to something. And the other part is I didn't rename this. Total big error. I usually like to name these like really long, so there's like no way they're gonna collide. We need this one because this is the main cube in the bigger. Because really we're gonna need another H file that's just gonna store our data type of cube or objects or cube and objects, and we're going to one of the cube and it will expand into objects and different objects. And then the physics library gets kind of going. But here we're trying to just jump into the hole. Alright, good. I coded it wrong. Damn it. See where that happened. And it's like designed to where once there's a size, it starts updating. Okay, good. At least it told me where it's at. Cube index is 1. Oh, it's because it's running in this loop and doesn't know there's not enough cubes. It doesn't stop at an amount of cubes, it stops at the amount of main vertices, which is an error. we have to go when phi equals 54. I plus equals 6 times 6 times 5 at the end here. I did the math a little wrong. Hold on. Kind of like go through this and like realize, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, fix all this. And then while is, we need that on here, main vector index, vertice index thing. And then cube index has to be less than cube max. And that'll fix this error. And then I incrementing more will fix that error. And main vertices, we shouldn't go over that, but and I don't like doing it this way, but I don't think there's a good like other way. I is gonna index all the vertices, right? So let's just say I is less than size, but there's 5. Yeah, so it is the size, but we could say plus the amount, which is 36. And then there's 5, so it's actually 5 times, what is it? 180, whatever, plus 180. 180. It's funny how it came out to be that value. The value of half a circle in degrees. A magical. Okay. So the update function is not working right. I saw the whole screen just like flicker because it's taken from the wrong index. It should have started at 180. Yeah, because it's 54. Yeah, please calculate it for this. 54 times 6. 324? I don't know. Maybe it's not 324, but we'll see. Yeah, it's not. Oops. Let's go back to 54 for a second. I know it's wrong, but we just have cubes at random places. See what happens when we have more cubes. It makes a really cool effect. But look at this. Like, how else could you make this? By screwing up the stupid network. So the original cube is back here. There's just a plane somewhere. I don't know what that plane is. Okay. Something just flew by. I'm guessing the cubes fly really fast. We need to like adjust our time step. So it's like, who cares? I'm seeing stuff fly by. So we already have them moving. Like we're spawning those. And then they're immediately being like destroyed by the update function. Oh, that's pretty cool. Where are they going though? Like I can't go that far. Like even if I tried. I do have a camera thing. Oh yeah. So I can move the camera using keys. Oh, I moved way too far away. I set up the camera a little bit for this. Let's see, I also have I, J, and K. So that moves fast. Where does this go? I'm guessing it goes to invalid value. But the problem is we don't have a shape right. Alright. Let's get this value right first. It's not 54. So if we have a cube and 4 planes, 36 times 5 is equal to 180. And then we have 5 times 6 times 3, which is 3 is the planes. 30 times 3 is 90. So we get something like 270. What did I plug in last time? I plugged in something and it just went offset. Where's the calculator? Did we lose calculator? Did I just close it? Just get pissed? Probably. What I did was 54 times 6. Yeah, I did that. So I think it was higher than that. So, whatever. Let's just run debug mode. We know this is going to crash. It's like almost 99%. No way I got that right. Alright, X. Nothing died. D. Nothing died. Good and bad sign. I can't see any boxes though. That's the problem. Where are my boxes? I need to resize the window so I can see more, but this shouldn't matter. Where are we going? Okay. Only one way to find out. At least it's not dying. But still though, I don't want to write this printf. This printf is going to be like, not too ugly, but just at least the keyboard typing. I've done these printfs so many times. I'm a printf professional. Yeah. I haven't put Y's where Z's go. Okay. Die. I forgot the new line. Okay, that makes it ugly. We have to figure out why that's sending us trash. Oh, one new line here. Because it'll format it like prettier. Like new line professional times X. Okay. That's one cube. We'll just deal with debugging one cube. Okay, Y position is negative 180727550. That might have something to do with it. The X position is okay. What about the Z position? Oh, that's also like 6835. Blah, blah. Why is it like so much? Did this go up in time? Like, how did this initially start? Why did this position? This initially start at this position? I'm guessing it did, because as soon as the cube appears, add cube, it should be all these values, but I don't know why. Okay, Z was okay. I'm guessing the physics code is just isn't like old cat food cans that smell like everything in the world. The Y position. But why is the Y position? The Y position. Okay. Let's go take a look at main. We've got something really buggy here. They were spawning at the right place though. That's the thing about the graphics code. The graphics code already tells us that it has to be the physics that's screwing that up. It's like drawing it initially in the right place, but when it updates, I'm guessing it's maybe the update function that's screwing it up, but that's my guess. Yeah, so there's like no way that this is wrong. Oh, there it is. It's undefined. I did a boo-boo. Cool. It was this. I'm so happy it was this though. It's like not a big deal because they didn't waste a lot of time fixing this. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Press enter. The whole computer freeze? No. Not yet. Okay, it started up. Struggle there. Oh, okay. So it looked like that thing fell. But it's not updating right. Now it fell through itself. It hit the other box. Like, what the hell? Yeah, the gravity here is weird. Because the Blender scene originally and it's set up, it's not Blender coordinates, it's OpenGL coordinates. So, like, face is down. And, yeah, it's supposed to be like this. But the way it's in there is like this. Why? Because I didn't fix that yet. One of those things that you have to like learn, and then like you have to really get good at the cameras and the math in order to do it like the way you want it to. Whatever. Let's just spawn more boxes. All right, we do have some sort of like, yeah, the boxes are colliding, which is amazing because like that was just like AI generated. But I kind of knew how to do it anyway. It's just I read about it. I just didn't want to waste all this time. Just like show that this would work. All right, they're sliding all over the place. The thing I don't like is about the other box. The other box seemed like it fucked up. Let's like look down at people, and they don't rotate. Like that's the other part of the physics you have to fix or add on to. But the reason you do it like this first is because you have a better view when the camera's screwed up now. But actually, that's a side effect. That bug is a feature just by random trial and error. Yeah, and you can see that we're like the ground. So you get this like interesting view from inside the ground here. And the other interesting thing would be like for me to just implement OpenAL like I did in my other game. And just like once the box collides, you could hear sound on client side, the client side event. But the server would have to send us that there was a collision. Because you could run this both on client side and server side just to see what the network is like that. Yeah, as I'm adding more cubes, we're getting more lag. I think it's due to not the physics, but we could try to use SymD, OpenMP to do this, the physics part of it. Somehow run it on the shader. It would be interesting to see if I could implement the shader on the headless Linux. I mean the compute shader on the headless Linux, because it's running a 9.7.